How do you respond as a company to the kind of incendiary language that Julius Malema was using, particularly around Lonmin and its apparent, on his version, ill treatment of the workers?
Yeah, I didn't hear what Julius Malema said today. Unfortunately, I was in this meeting all day. But clearly we do care for the workers. We've worked on our relationships with our employees and with the unions on our property. And over the years we've built good relationships. Unfortunately, what's happened over the last week has been a tragedy that has impacted on that. And we realise that, and we'll be doing our best to address that situation.
Chamber of Mines expressing today that there's a fear that this kind of violence may spiral or spike up in other places. Is that a fear that you have? Do you believe that this may be the first of many tragic occurrences?
Yeah, we were party to the discussions that took place in this environment today. So the views that the Chamber expressed were views that we were party to.
Why you didn't send a delegation to speak to the workers?
At which situation?
They requested that they want management or Lonmin representative to address them, but you said they must come to the office.
The industrial relations issue that erupted on Thursday and Friday last week went into a situation of public disorder. I mean, in the week that followed, there was violence, there were attacks on people, there were murders. There were murders of security people, South African police services people, and some of our employees were murdered. So the situation wasn't one where it was you could easily engage with workers. We have within our organisation channels of engagement, and those channels are always open for engagement.
Currently, if one is wearing perhaps a t-shirt written Lonmin in any township, it will be fire. How are you going to change the image of the company? Because not only South Africans, the whole world is angry with Lonmin, and you didn't show sympathy and you were not sensitive to the issue. People are saying you could have handled the situation differently, but you undermined the anger of the workers, and they have made clear today that they are not going back until you accede to their demands.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been our intention to resolve this matter. We have structures in place within which we want to resolve the matter. We also have processes around what's happened to make sure that those that have been affected and maybe traumatised by it will be taken care of. It's absolutely our intention. We're part of the company that we work for. It's a company that works in a sector that has been hit by tough prices, and it's now facing challenging times because of what's going on in it. So it really is our objective to re-establish the Lonmin brand, as well as the Platinum brand, as well as Brand South Africa. I mean, what's happened in the last week has been something that's been tough for the country to come to terms with.
The workers today told me at the rally where Malema was, they are not going back. Instead, they will be mobilizing for support.
We don't think that's the right approach. What we think now is that there should be calm and stability. We absolutely support what the Minister said here today, that we need to have people being calm, and the way to get stability back into the system is to return to work. And through that process we can also we realise that there has been a tragedy, and we'll allow time in due course for that tragedy to be recognised.
Will you look at their grievances?
If there are grievances, we always look at those grievances. We have processes in place and we have structures in place. We have a recognition agreement in place where we engage with the representatives of our workers, and we'll continue to do that, and we'll address the issues that are raised.
Sorry, just one last question. If you do believe that this violence is organised and may spring up again, what can you do to make sure that it doesn't?
From our perspective, we're obviously concerned with what happens outside of our environment, but our primary objective is our environment, and we'll be doing everything we can to make sure that our environment returns to normal, and that we get back to a situation where we're all focused on the business of the company and providing for all of our stakeholders, and that's for our employees, that's for the communities that live around our mines, and that's for the investors that invest in our company.
And will Lonmin management be going to the funerals of those workers that died?
Yeah, I mean, we will, and we do that. So we will be showing. We feel the loss, maybe not as much as those that are close to them and family members, but certainly it's a tragedy.
And finally, the condition is horrible there. I mean, it's a fact.
The conditions are tough conditions. Mining is tough, but the conditions are absolutely, the communities around the mines often live in difficult conditions, and that's why, as part of our social and labour plan, we do what we need to do, and to address the situations in that community. I mean, we provide. We have projects where we look at water. We have projects where we look at schooling. We provide bursaries, and we think doing our part in trying to address the problem, which is greater than a Lonmin problem. It's a South African problem.
And finally, people are saying this incident will actually strengthen the call that there should be a nationalization of mines, because mining companies don't care.
We certainly don't support nationalisation of mines. We believe that mines should be run by business, and we believe that that's the right solution. There's a social and labour plan, and there's an environment and the structure that has been put in place in which we operate, and we fully respect that, and we operate within that structure.
Mr. Scott, will you be speaking to AMCU at all? Can you explain to us why you haven't been speaking to AMCU directly again, please?
AMCU has limited recognition within our career operations, and in that structure we have been allowing them organisational rights and having discussions with them within that structure.
And in terms of production at the moment, what is the production situation? Do you have feedstock for the refineries, for starters?
Yeah, I mean, from a mining perspective, we haven't been producing. Largely, we haven't been producing for the last week or so. So there isn't production going through our operations, and that's why we put out a trading update during the week, which indicated that we wouldn't make our guidance from a production perspective for this year.
When are you expecting normality?
Well, we'd like normality to return as soon as possible, and that's why we've joined in the call for people to return to work this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.